start. We're starting our new unit. Our new unit is focusing on perfect squares and radicals. That means we're going to be talking about square roots and simplifying square roots, all the good stuff. We're going to take this in baby steps. So there should be no excuse for us to not understand what's going on because we're doing baby steps. First vocab word that we're going to talk about is perfect squares. We've talked about these perfect squares before. Okay, perfect square is a number that we make by squaring a whole number. For example, if I take the whole number 4 and I square it, I get 16. So 16 is a perfect square. That name is coming from with us thinking about literally a square. If that square has sides 4 and 4, its area is 16. All of those areas of those squares are perfect squares. So let's look at this list. We're going to go one by one. We're going to raise our hands. Give me the first perfect square on this list. 4. There is one before 4, but I'll circle 4. 1 is the first perfect square. Let's raise our hands. What comes after 4? Cody. 3 times 3 is 9. Next. Jacob. Ooh. 4 times 4 is 16. Cody. 5 times 5 is 25. Next. Cody.
36.
Beautiful. Cody.
49.
You got the rest of them? How far? Okay, 8 times 8, 64. 81, 9 times 9. 100, 10 times 10. 11 times 11, 121. There it is. 144, 12 times 12. Do you know the other two? 169 is 13 times 13, and then there's one more. 196 is 14 times 14. Everybody got these highlighted?
Yes.
Make sure. Okay, flip it over. On the side of your paper, we are now going to list all of those numbers that we just wrote. So go to the side somewhere, and I'm going to list them from 1 all the way to 196. 1. Ooh, I don't want to do that in the highlighter, though. 1, 4, 9, 16, 25, 36, 49 is the one that I always forget about, so don't forget about things. 64, 81, 100, 121, 144, 2 more, 169, and 196. Got them all on the side of your paper, hopefully?
Yes.
Okay. We're going to be doing this over and over and over again. So for your notes, for your homework, I should see this listed out until we've got them down. Okay, even if we think we have them down, we should still list them out. The first baby step we're going to do before we even start talking about square roots is we are going to talk about taking perfect squares out of numbers. So if I take a look at 12, I want to take the largest perfect square factor out of 12. So I'm going to look at my list. Obviously, I can't divide 12 by anything bigger than 12. So I'm going to look at the numbers that are smaller than 12. Does 9 divide evenly into 12? Does 4 divide evenly into 12? Yes, it is. What's 12 divided by 4? So I'm going to write 12 as 4 times 3. And I'm going to underline the perfect square, which is 4. That's my answer. Now, I also want to go a step further and make sure that we know what makes 4. What two numbers multiply together? 2 times 2. That's the problem. Good? Let's look at 72. Obviously, I'm going to look at my list. I cannot put 81 into 72 because that's too big. So I'm going to start with 64. I'm going to work my way upwards. I guess downwards. We're starting from the bottom. So 64, does that divide evenly into 72? How about 49? How about 36? 36 does go into 72. You probably want a calculator out right now so you can put these into your calculators.
Why?
72 divided by 36 is what? 2. I'm going to underline the one that's a perfect square. That's my answer right here. And then 36, let's go one step further, is what times what? Good. Letter C, 200. I'm going to look at my list. All of these are under 200, so I'm going to start at the very bottom. What's the first number that can divide evenly into 200? 100. 100 times what? There's my answer. You're going to do what I tell you to do. 10 times 10.
I don't know.
What happens if I look at 200 and I think, oh, 25 definitely goes into 200. So what if I am a little silly and I write 25 times 8? Well, we might. So what happens is I know that this is not the biggest perfect square factor because is there a perfect square that goes into the number 8?
Yeah, 4.
What's the perfect square that goes in 8? It's 4, right? So if the other number also has a perfect square in it, that means we didn't pick the biggest perfect square. That means we need to try again. I'm going to cross this out, and we should end up finding that 100 times 2 if we didn't the first time. Okay? So check that second number. Make sure there's no perfect squares that can go into it. So letter D, I just kind of did this. What's the perfect square that goes into 8? 4 and 2. So 4 is a perfect square. There's my answer. This is 2 times 2. Any questions on this?